Good morning. We're going to do social sciences for grade 5E, term 2, geography. We are done with term 2 geography for 5E, so this is going to be your revision. We're going to do unit 1 and 2. Unit 1, South Africa from above. Unit 2, physical features. I am Rosie Miller and I'm at VTA School, Van der Bijl Park. Unit 1, South Africa's low and high areas. You need to have a piece of paper and a pen ready, and we're just going to go over the most important points. Then you write down the stuff that you think will be important that I'm also going to mention to you. So you can make notes and try and memorize it. South Africa is divided into 3 main physical areas. So the 3 main physical areas in South Africa is the coastal plain, the escarpment and the plateau. Coastal plain, it's the area near the coast. Escarpment is an area of steep slopes and divides the coastal plain. Plateau, it's a large flat area with steep sides and is between 1,000 and 2,000 meters above sea level. It covers the largest part of South Africa. So that is important to remember. The coastal plain, coast, so it is near the coast. It is flat and it's not high above sea level. Escarpment, it is of steep slopes and divides the coastal plain from the plateau with high mountains, And in the plateau, it's large flat area with steep sides. Here's a map that's going to give you an idea. As you see, the orangey color is the plateau. That is the highest area. Lowland is in between the coast and the plateau. And then we get the coastal plain, which is along the coast, all along the coast. Then we're going to see like those little mountain peaks. That is our escarpment. That is our escarpment that is separating the plateau from the lowland. So if you memorize this picture and you look nicely at the map, try and look like you see the plateau is high above because it's the highest area. And then we get the escarpment, and then we get the lowland, and then the coastal plain. So the coastal plain is the lowest area on the map. The plateau is your highest area on the map. So you try and memorize it like that because you're going to have some questions that's going to follow. So try and write it down. As you can see, with the picture, it shows you exactly what is for what. There is the map key to help you. Right, activity 3.1. Study the map on the previous slide and answer the following questions. Label the coastal plain, escarpment and the plateau. Mark the area that you live in. Complete the following sentences. The highest area on the map is. The lowest area on the map is. Write the correct meanings of the following terms. What does escarpment stand for? What does plateau stand for? What does coastal plain stand for? So take your piece of paper, you can go back to your map, which is on the previous slide, and you can see if you can answer these questions. And that's as you'll be able to study your work. So you've got this picture in your mind and you can see exactly what goes for what. Right, the next heading is physical areas. Just remember, South Africa has 6 smaller physical areas. So there are 6 smaller physical areas, and this you must try and remember. It's the Highveld, the Lowveld, the Kalahari, the Great Karoo, the Little Karoo, and the Makwaland. Write them down, repeat them so you can remember them. They are the 6 smaller physical areas. So you write it down and you memorize it. Highveld, Lowveld, Kalahari, the Great Karoo, Little Karoo, and the Makwa land. Things that make the physical areas different is height, size, and rain. That is the three things that makes a physical area different. So you must remember, it's the height, the size, and the rain. It is all to do with the physical areas of South Africa. On Unit 2, we're going to do physical areas. Physical areas is like mountains, hills, and valleys. As you can see, I've got it highlighted in red, the different physical areas. So you must just know how to explain each of them. Mountains are high areas of land with steep sides. Write it down and you can make a table. Write mountains on the one side, on the other side you say what's the use of it or what is it made of. The mountain range is an area that has many mountains. There it says it, mountain range, so it's got a lot of mountains. Hills are smaller mountains with gentle slopes next to the mountains. Valleys are low areas between mountains and hills. Rivers are channels with fresh water. So all you have to know that a river is a channel with fresh water and it starts in the mountain range and it flows into the sea, lakes or other rivers. So think of a river. It starts on top. Rivers can't flow upwards. They must flow downwards. So they start at the mountain and they flow all the way down into the sea, lakes and other rivers. Waterfall is when a river flows over a piece of land and it makes a waterfall. And remember, the Tugela Falls is the second highest waterfall in the world. Make a note of that. Tugela Falls, and you just put the second highest waterfall. And then you memorize this. Whatever note you make, you memorize it and you will be able to make studying easier for yourself. Unit 1. South Africa's low and high areas. You need to have a piece of paper and a pen ready. And we're just going to go over the most important points. Then you write down the stuff that you think will be important that I'm also going to mention to you. So you can make notes and try and memorize it. South Africa is divided into 3 main physical areas. So the 3 main physical coastline, capes and bays. Coastline is a narrow strip of land next to the sea. That's all you must know. The coastline, it says that coast is the sea line, so it's a narrow strip of land next to the sea. There are 2 different physical features along the coastlines. There's capes and bays. So 2 physical features along the coastline is capes and bays. A cape is a piece of land that sticks out into the sea. A bay is an area of sea that is surrounded by land. So it's very easy to remember. Cape, think of a picture, a cape. It's just a thing that sticks out in the sea. And then a bay is that it is partly surrounded by land. Like False Bay next to the Cape Point. That is a bay. Place names. Places get their names from many reasons, like shape, color, plants and animals. I think you've noticed that you've seen street names, it's a name of a person or of an animal or of a plant. So places get their names from shape, color, plants and animals. Even from human surnames, our surnames, some of our surnames are used to name things. Like you know, the Columba Drakensberg is from the Zulu and Afrikaans word. Ukulamba means sharp and Drakensberg means a dragon. So you can combine the 2. Ukulamba means sharp edge, and Drakensberg means dragon. Tata River, it's in the Eastern Cape and is named after the large number of tata trees around it. So they've named those trees because of the river that flows around it, Tata River. Robben Island comes from the Dutch word seal. When the Dutch arrived, there was a lot of robins around, so a lot of seals around Robben Island. So they named it Robben Island. And remember, Nelson Mandela was imprisoned there. So it became a museum at a later stage. Here I've put the map in for you, and it will see there's a key, map key also, and the black little peaks is mountains, mountain ranges, or when they're all together. Just one little peak is a mountain peak. Then the small blue line is rivers. A thick blue line is waterfalls. So I'm going to ask you some questions about this map and of the work that we've just done. So see if you can learn this map key so you can know how to answer your questions properly. Right, here's our activity. Activity 3.2. Explain the following terms. What is a mountain? A mountain range. Hills. A cape and a bay. Explain it. Write it down on your piece of paper. Study it first on your slides. Write it down when you come to this slide and see if you are correct. Look at the map on the previous page and answer the following questions. You must go look in which province you live and see if there is any physical feature in that province that you live. And then, when you go look at that map, the whole map, you must name me 3 rivers, 3 mountains, and 3 coastal features you can find on that map. All the best. Study hard. God bless, and we'll speak again. Here's our links: YouTube, Facebook, our school website, contact numbers, our email address, and remember, we have the D6 communicator where everything gets loaded on there. God bless and have a nice day further.